Hi there everybody, it's Ryan from Android in Canada. Just here to do my review on the new, newly released their LG Optimus G. This is one heck of a device, and this is the one everybody's sort of talking about comparing head-to-head with that Nexus 4. So I was very excited to try it out, and I was really impressed with it. And if this is an indication of what we should expect out of the Nexus 4, we're in for a treat. This is a really good phone. I'm really excited about it. Okay, so let's give you a little comparison first off. Here's my Galaxy S3. Put them side by side. It is a little bit thicker, but it's just solid, whereas the the Galaxy S3 kind of curves. This is just a nice sort of solid block. Very iPhone 4S-ish, if you take it for what that's worth. Anyways, nice Gorilla Glass 2 screen. It's got a 1.3 megapixel camera in the front. Good speaker. On the bottom, we've got a micro USB. We've got two of those little screws we've been seeing about, so it's not a removable battery. We have a headphone jack on top, power on the side, volume on the other opposite side, so it's easy to do the screenshot. And then on the back, we have our 8 megapixel shooter, LED flash, speaker, a bit to the one side, so it's a little, I like it dead center, like that sound, but that's just me again. And it's a nice glass on the back too. And you can also see it's got that very speckled look that the Nexus was talking about having, and I'll do some close-up shots of it. Down at the bottom here, notice it says, you probably can't read it, but it says E971. So the model I'm using, this is from Rogers. So trying to find some stats on this one. You see a lot of E970 or E973, but this is E971. So keep that in mind when I write the review up. Okay, so let's turn it on. First off, I love this lock screen. Really cool idea. You have the lock, you push the button and it pulls this bubble. So instead of just a circle, it's got a bubble, and you can, as you pull it up, it's showing what's actually on the screen underneath. So that's kind of a really cool feature, and I love how it tunnels out. You also have the items on the bottom here that you can you drag from that item, and it brings you straight into it. Unread notification counts, which is really cool. So again, and you can customize this, and we'll show that later how you can customize that screen. So let's lock it up. Boom. Okay, so that's the lock screen. You turn it on, the first thing you're noticing, I don't know if you take a look at me, I'm looking at is, let's say, the text on here, it looks a little different. It's LG's font. It's not using the standard Roboto font that we're kind of used to and things. So it's funny how that's the first thing I sort of noticed myself. It's not Roboto, but again, you can go into settings and change that back. Let's take a look at the settings. Let's go all the way down. About the phone. This is running Android 4.0.4, although the rep did say keep checking the check software button. It's supposed to be getting the update pretty shortly. Didn't really say when, but soon. Okay, so here's where you're going to notice a lot of differences in what this phone comes with. And one of the big things is that although some things look the same, certain things that you want to find, for example, people ask about the battery power. There's no battery option here. I can't find it. Okay, so let's check. It's a little intuitive. At least you can say power settings. Okay, where is it? Okay, battery usage down there. And I always like to have my little bar on the top, but it's the graph at the bottom. Okay, so, and just to let you guys know about the battery life, I put it through about 2.5 hours of heavy usage. I was playing Angry Birds and Dead Trigger and Google Earth, etc. Still didn't use much battery power. I mean, it's about half, but after 2.5 hours of usage, 2 hours of screen time. So, and it's a little under 50% now. So, it's lasted quite well for heavy usage. That's pretty good. Weird that gallery's the top one. I'm not sure where that comes from. Anyways. So the layout and the settings are just a little different than what you might expect. So I'm not that crazy about it, but again, I would get used to it. TouchWiz is different, Sense is different, etc. The other thing we can play around with is it's got, where is my lock screen? lock screen settings. And again, I can go into there, clocks and shortcuts. I can play around with what sort of clock do I want to have on that lock screen. That one there, you know, maybe. And I can play around with what apps I want down at the bottom. And that'll change next time I go around. The other neat little thing it's got about it, I like the sort of animated style of it. You could take an app, and it's got a little bit of animated sort of look to it there. So that's kind of cool. But what I like it, a neat thing about it is that you can play around with the folder icons. So, I mean, everybody makes, you know, there are folders, and, you know, Ice Cream Time's got the little circles. These have got folders, and you can say, well, customize and make it a little different. And you can play around with the colors. So if I want, you know, the color to look differently. So it's customized. That's why I love about Android. Make it your own. You can also customize what goes down the bottom, obviously. But what was really cool, instead of sort of stacking a bunch of them, what I tend to do is, let's say I want this down there too. Oh, well, I just squished everything aside. Same with, let's add one more. Squish, and it just squishes it aside. Now that's the maximum you can get down there is 6, but again, just a neat little feature that you can do that, and it just adapts for that. The other sort of neat little settings it has up here is, you know, your power widgets. So very CyanogenMod-esque. So TouchWiz also has that as well. But what I like about it is it has all these options up here. And if I leave out, go back into it, it remembered where I was, so I don't have to go back and forth. On the Galaxy S3 and the Note 2, if I go into that, every time I look at that, I scroll down, pull back up, it does a whole shifting again. Doesn't matter even if I was there, it rotates every time. It just annoys me. So that's a cool little feature that this guy has. Out of usage out of the guy, I've been putting the benchmarks on it. They've been pretty decent. They've been really good. The battery life has been awesome. I mean, running Google Earth, no problem, no stutter. The games I've been playing, I was on it, no stutter, no problem on it. Acted very well. So that's really cool. Another neat little feature I liked about it, let's go look at one of the benchmarks I did. Okay, check one of the results. You know, and let's see the bar chart version. Okay, so it actually just pegged it slightly below the S3, and when I first got it, it was pegging much higher. But still, it's handling quite well. So again, what you can do in here is, let's say I like that. I can normally do is you screenshot it and then, you know, do whatever. But much like a note, like a Galaxy Note, I can do a quick memo feature. Say quick memo. I'll erase all the stuff I had there before. And I can just draw on it and then send that off to however I wanted to do it. So that's pretty cool. Neat little features that LG is putting in theirs. And it's a nice UI. It's not like a lot of others that it's very intrusive, like some like TouchWiz, very intrusive, it really overpowers it. This one just has just a slight different flavor. All right, what else we can talk about? It's a quad-core device, which is really neat, and it has an eco mode. If you want to put it into eco mode, it allows you to turn off 2 cores when they don't need to be used. Therefore, it saves you battery power. I haven't got it on, and I'm still getting great battery power. So imagine if I had it on, even better. One issue I didn't like, for example, if I click on an email, like, okay, I read that email, and I want to go back to the folders. There's no sort of go back button, so I hit the back button down here, and it brings me back. It does make sense because of the fact that, you know, I came to it from the screen, to go back to the screen. But again, I like to be able to go back to the full folder list. Last thing to talk about is the camera. More and more of these things are becoming our replacement of the actual traditional camera. So how is it? I'll post a bunch of pictures online of how well I liked it. I really liked it. It's very responsive. You know, very quick. It's got HDR built in. I love that feature. HDR is, I think, a great way to take low light pictures without a flash and it doesn't really take that much longer to process that. It also has a neat little say cheese version, so you can say cheese, you know, cheese. Kind of cool. Settings are very easy to scroll through. One thing I didn't like is it said focus. They showed a picture of the flower, and usually that means macro, but you only have either autofocus or face tracking. Face tracking kind of cool, but misleading in the sense that I was hoping to get macro focus. So the camera's really good, really like it. Gallery app, nothing really fantastic, just different or changing there. Some good pictures, good reproduction. The screen is brilliant. I mean, absolutely just gorgeous compared to like a Galaxy Nexus. So this is an excellent screen. No complaints there. So yeah, this guy, a little expensive in terms of if you wanted to buy it right about, I think it's about the $600 range, but $130 on contract, so super cheap in that sense for a top end phone. This is 32 gigabytes of space on it. It's got 2 gigs of RAM. It's got quad-core 1.5 gigahertz processor, 4.7-inch screen. No SD card, no removable battery. Take those for what you're worth. I don't really care about a removable battery. I really don't care about an SD card myself. So definitely, I would say, look at this guy if you're looking for a top-end phone. Can't afford, let's say, the Nexus 4 for $350, but you're due for an upgrade. $120 is definitely well spent. A lot of people are saying why they wouldn't go with the Nexus 4 because of no LTE, you know, only 16 gigs. Well, this is LTE, this is 32 gigs. Excellent device. Sleek, a little heavier, but definitely worth it. Do not make the mistake like I've done and sort of discounted LG as a sort of non-product. This is a top-end phone that I think, you know, had I not bought this S3, this would have been the device I would have bought. I'm still trying to get the Nexus for myself, but nice device. Well done, LG. Okay, so that's me. I'll have a full review on the site. Thanks for watching. Bye.